I'm Zoe Antoniades, and I'm going to read to you from my brand new book, which is the first in a brand new series about twins, Callie and Jimmy. It's illustrated by the amazing Katie Kear and edited by the very talented Charlie Sheppard, published by Andersen Press. So if you like it, it's not available quite yet, but you can pre-order it from the regular online booksellers. And you can also, if you can, subscribe to my YouTube channel and maybe put a comment about what you think in the comments box. That would be great. So let's go. I'm going to read you. There are 4 stories in the book, and I'm actually going to read you the 4th story, where Callie and Jimmy have their 10th birthday. So let's have a look at double digits. Let's go to the contents page. Find out what page it's on. 125. So each story has a really nice title page with Katie Kear's illustrations on, and this is for double digits. So let's go. Callie and Jimmy are half Greek, by the way. So as well as living with their mum, who is Greek, they also live with their yaya, which is their grandma. She's Greek as well, from Cyprus. Right then, kids, said Mum, as we gathered around the table for Sunday lunch. We need to sort out what we're doing for your 10th birthday this year. Yaya almost spat out her soup. How they get to be 10 already? I know, whistled Mum. Double digits, eh? We'll have to make it special. I want a football party, demanded Jimmy, leaping out of his seat. Of course he did. He's obsessed with football. Ever since he found out that we were born at Queen Charlotte's Hospital, which is right by the QPR stadium, he's been QPR mad. It's not one of the flashier teams like Man U or Liverpool, but they're a team that Dad doesn't mind taking us along to sometimes when we go to stay with them at the weekends. Chelsea is closer to Clapham, but Dad says the Premier League teams are all about the money. I don't mind football that much, but I didn't want yet another birthday party that involved loads of running about. We always have those because Jimmy is such an active boy. That's the polite words the grown-ups use for when he's being hyper. For our 9th birthday, we'd had a laser tag party. For our 8th, we'd had a trampoline party. For our 7th had been a disco. On our 6th birthday, we went to the 1 o'clock club because there was an enormous pirate ship in it, and Jimmy was crazy about pirates that year. Our younger birthdays involved hiring out some sort of hall where everyone ran around for 2 hours, bursting balloons and play fighting. I'd have liked to have done more party games, but I remember Mum giving up after musical bumps because that was the only one Jimmy liked. Musical statues was totally out of the question with Jimmy because he can't stand it. And as for musical chairs, and also he can't keep still, he's very active, as we said. And as for musical chairs, that was far too dangerous to even think about. Musical accident waiting to happen, Mum called it. I don't want a football party, I said. Football, 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 Jimmy chanted. And there's one of Katie Kear's illustrations where he's cheering for his football party, which he probably will get his own way with again. Well, what would you like instead? Asked Mum. I want to have all my friends round like Candice Solomon did for hers. I want us to do makeovers and each other's hair and stuff like that for a change. Yaya choked on her soup for real then. But Jimmy is boy. He not want that, is he? Jimmy was too busy singing, outrageous till I die, outrageous till I die. I know I am, I'm sure I am, outrageous till I die. If you don't shut it, Jimmy, I might just kill you myself. I snapped. Now, Callista, sighed Mum. But it's not fair. Why is it always about Jimmy? Why does he always get what he wants? Why do I even have to share my birthday with him anyway? For once in my life, why can't I have my own birthday all to myself? Because you is twins, isn't it? Said Yaya. We love you, Rangers, we do. We love you, Rangers, we do. Jimmy was still singing at the top of his voice. Mum put her head in her hands and sighed. This wasn't getting us anywhere. Until Mum suddenly looked up, her eyes shining. "I've got it," she said. "How about we do a birthday split? Jimmy can have his football party outside in the garden." "Goal!" cheered Jimmy. "And Callie can have her makeover fashion party upstairs." "How about that then?" suggested Mum. I looked at Jimmy. He looked at me. There they are, having a think about Mum's idea. But, said Jimmy, not singing now, "but we always have our birthdays together." "Well, this time we're not," I said, sticking my nose in the air. And that was that. It was decided. 2 separate birthdays it would be. Sorting out a double birthday party turned out to be a bit trickier than we'd realised. Me and Jimmy are in the same class, so we share a lot of our friends. So who would go to which party? Yaya thought it was obvious. The boys would go to Jimmy's one and the girls would come to mine. But we don't live in the dinosaur age anymore, and there were plenty of girls who'd want to play football just as much as the boys. My best friend Aisha would, for starters. She isn't into painting her nails or wearing sparkly unicorn tops. Was I supposed to make her choose? "I think we'll have to," said Mum. "We'll put on the invitations that there's a choice between football or fashion, and the reply slip can include a box to tick. I'm sure it'll just work out just fine." So that's what we did. We designed the invitations in 2 halves, split down the middle. Goals and grit on one side and glamour and glitter on the other. We couldn't wait to give them out at school. Mum said we could invite everyone in the class. She always makes a big effort for our birthday because she says it's double special. She puts decorations everywhere with bunting and streamers and loads of balloons. And Mum makes the most amazing cakes too. She could be on one of those TV bake-off shows. And this year we were getting one each. Jimmy's was going to be a football pitch and mine was going to be a fashion show, like a catwalk. Then the replies came back. Yaya was pretty much proved right after all, because every single boy had ticked football and all the girls, except for Aisha, wanted to come to my makeover party. So that was settled. The night before our birthday party, we went to stay at Dad's. I would have liked him to have come to our party, but he said best not, which was a bit sad. So the plan was to go out for burgers after school on the Friday, then we'd have a sleepover at his flat. That way we'd wake up and have our actual birthday morning with him, which was kind of still special. If you think about it, it can almost be a bonus. Double birthday treats, double holidays, double presents. Maybe. But I do miss Dad when he's not there. Dad took us to Gastro Grill by Clapham Common. It's one of those posh burger places that do the biggest, juiciest half-pounders and extra creamy milkshakes that come in giant silver flasks with curly-whirly straws. It's even got its own ice cream station with a pump that you could use yourself to squeeze out as much ice cream as you like, and there's a cart with 1,000,000 different types of sprinkles to choose from. Jimmy's not meant to have that much sugar, but I knew Dad would let him off because it was nearly our birthday. Mum says Dad's a soft touch and he shouldn't spoil us so much, but we weren't complaining. The waitress had Jimmy all worked out before we'd hardly got through the door. There was a sign on a stand that said, "Please wait to be seated." And Jimmy was doing that thing of hopping from one foot to the other that he does whenever he's extra excited. So there's Jimmy queuing up with us at the burger stand. And there's Dad. And there's the sign. And Jimmy's looking pretty excited, isn't he? The waitress led us to a booth furthest away from anyone else at the back of the restaurant. She went to hand us each a menu. She was about to give me and Jimmy the kids one and a pot of crayons, but the look of horror on our faces made Dad rush to tell the waitress, "It's their 10th birthday. They eat like horses these days. We'll have the grown-ups menus, please." The waitress made a point of noticing Jimmy drumming on the table with his knife and fork. I could tell she was thinking he might eat like a grown-up, but it's a shame he doesn't act like one. Jimmy's table manners are still what Mum calls a work in progress. We don't go to restaurants much because of them. The waitress gave us the proper menus and said, "Can I get you any drinks while you're deciding?" "Oh, just tap water all round, I think, please," said Dad. "Oh, but what about the milkshakes?" protested Jimmy. "If you want to go to the ice cream station afterwards, I think that will be enough, Jimmy," said Dad. Dad was right, of course. I really wanted a milkshake too, but if Jimmy couldn't have one, then I couldn't either. Wouldn't be fair on him otherwise. I always have to suffer because of Jimmy. Not exactly fair on me either, is it? "Maybe we'll stop using the table as a drum kit, Jimmy. You're a big boy now," said Dad. Jimmy put down his knife and fork and started unscrewing the lids off the salt and pepper pots instead. The waitress returned and plonked down 3 glasses in the middle of the table and a jug of water. It had a load of mint leaves in it and a slice of lime. Posh burger place, see? "The water's got some kind of jungle growing out of it," said Jimmy, trying to be funny. Not. He reached over to grab a glass, but practically climbed up on the table to do so and ended up skidding off the bench and diving forwards, sending the whole jug of jungle water flying, along with the salt and pepper pots too, which still had their lids off, so they got emptied into the whole mess as well. If the waitress had been from a cartoon, steam would have come out of her ears at that moment. There's the waitress looking very cross and Jimmy going, "Whoa!" Another cool illustration from Katie Kear. And look at Callie, not looking happy about it at all. Dad's pretty horrified too. "I'm dreadfully sorry," said Dad. "Please, if you have a mop and bucket, some cloths, we'll clean it up, of course." "Not to worry," said the waitress through gritted teeth. "If you'd like to move over to the next booth, we'll get it sorted." I gave Jimmy the biggest glare and dragged him by the elbow to where the waitress wanted us to go. Why did he always have to make us all look so bad? "It was an accident," muttered Jimmy, those world-famous words of his. His face was red, though, and he buried himself into his menu once we'd sat down again, so I could tell even he felt ashamed. The waitress returned with a notepad and pen and one of those smiles where someone's mouth is smiling but the rest of their face isn't. "Can I take your order?" she said. "I'll have the classic beef medium rare with regular fries, please," said Dad. "And please can I have the classic chicken with regular fries too," I said. Jimmy was still studying the menu, his tongue sticking out the side of his mouth as he concentrated as usual. "Ha ha! They got one called the taxi driver." They had one called the jumping jack as well. I'm surprised he hadn't automatically gone for that one. "Just hurry up and choose, Jimmy," I said. The look on the waitress's face was saying something like that too. "Okay, so please can I'll have the mighty cheese, but without the cheese. Without the cheese." "How can it be a mighty cheese without the cheese? That's the whole point of it, you dumbo," I said, rolling my eyes. "Don't call him that, Cals," said Dad. "Okay, so the mighty cheese without the cheese," continued Jimmy, "and no lettuce or onions, and no relish or tomato either." The waitress pressed her pen really hard into her notepad and said, "So that'll be a plain burger then for the young man?" "Yes, I think that would be right, thank you," said Dad. "And regular fries for him too, please." The burgers arrived and they were great. We were starving by then and wiped them out really quick. Even Jimmy managed to get through his with minimum disaster, just a bit of squirty tomato sauce explosion halfway through, but not too bad for him. And then the time had come, the ice cream station. "I'm first," I insisted. I'm the oldest. I know, only by 17 minutes and 42 seconds, but it still counts. Jimmy sighed and let me go ahead, whilst he did his hopping from one foot to the next thing again. As I was squirting the ice cream out of the pump into my bowl, I could see him sneaking the jelly beans out of the sprinkles cart. Don't let the waitress see you picking at them. You're supposed to use the scoop. When I'd finished, I moved over to get my sprinkles, and Jimmy took his turn. He yanked the pump down and cheered as the ice cream came twisting out. Okay, that's enough now, Jimmy. Switch it off. Jimmy tried to push the pump back up, but it kept falling down. I can't, he panicked. What do you mean? Quick, get another bowl. That one's overflowing. The ice cream was going everywhere. The handle's got all loose. It keeps falling down, said Jimmy. What? You've broken the ice cream station as well? The waitress gonna kill you. I went over and pushed the handle back up, but it wouldn't stay there when I let go. What are we gonna do? Said Jimmy. You mean, what are you going to do? You're the one who busted it. It was an accident. How many times? Wait, I've got an idea, said Jimmy, rummaging about in his pockets and pulling out a lump of blue tack. He's always picking it off from the back of Mrs. Wright's displays in the classroom. It might just work. Jimmy squished the blue tack around the pump handle. It seemed to hold it in place, but for how long? Quick, let's get out of here, said Jimmy. And there they are, having wrecked the ice cream station, and they're running away, hoping no one will notice and the blue tack will hold the pump handle up. We rushed back to our table. Dad, shall we go now? I said. But you haven't had your ice cream yet. It's not that nice, I said. Yeah, it's all sort of thin, added Jimmy. Yeah, you know, runny. Yeah, runny and thin and a bit flat tasting. Flat tasting? Jimmy always has to take things too far. Let's just get the bill, I said. Dad looked puzzled. If you're sure. I could see the handle of the ice cream station out of the corner of my eye. Please let it hold up. Please let it hold up. The waitress brought us the bill double quick. Pretty keen to finish with our table too, no doubt. Dad paid and we grabbed our coats and made a dash for it. What's the hurry? Said Dad, chasing after us. We rushed out of the door, and just as we reached the safety of outside, we heard a shriek coming from the restaurant. Through the window, we could see a river of ice cream overflowing from the pump, and one fuming waitress. Dad looked at us with a frown. I smiled sweetly back up at him. Jimmy shrugged his shoulders. Come on then, let's get you back to the flat, Dad said. I think we leave it there for now, but perhaps I'll read you the rest another time soon. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click like and click if you make a little comment if you've got something to tell me about the story. Try and answer your questions if I can. And if you like to, it's available for pre-order and it will be out on September the 3rd. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope to read again to you very soon. Have a great day.